How's everyone doing? I hope you're having a great day. So I've been thinking of Marvel Rivals, but not playing it because there's a bit of an issue I have with the game right now where there's certain play styles I don't really like fighting against, and they're kind of, you can't just ban all of them out of the game. So what I'm specifically referring to is flyers and also invisibility. Now, how should Marvel Rivals deal with this type of problem? Um, Problem, in my opinion. Now, it's not as big of a problem now as it's going to be in the future with more characters coming. They're going to be putting in a new hero every month, is according to NetEase. So, how should they address playstyles or like aspects of the game that people don't like dealing with, whether it be flyers or invisibility or maybe shields and that kind of stuff? Well, I think what we should do, or Marvel Rivals should do, is have a new category of heroes for aspects. So, what do I mean by that? So, there's a flyer in Strategist, there's multiple flyers in Duelist, but there's no flyer in Tank. But let's say there was. All those heroes, even despite their roles, they would be put into a aspect class. So, for example, the flying class. Now we have Psylocke and Invisible Woman. They would go into invisibility aspect class. And I'm not saying get rid of support or duelist or vanguard, but I'm saying add these separate classes for these different aspects. And what you can do if you don't like a specific mechanic of the game that's like very annoying to fight against, you can ban, your team can select an aspect to ban. So maybe it could be both teams, all their votes are taken into account, whichever aspect is the least popular, as in the one that gets banned the most across the 12 votes, that's the aspect that will be gone from the game. So, for example, flyers, which I have a feeling that if flyers and aspect was an aspect and this system was in place, flyers would be the aspect that would be banned the most, because a lot of people who I play with, they are playing way less because they don't like the flyer meta. Now, there's more things than just invisibility, shields, and flyers. There would also be what other aspects? I don't know if I would call dive an aspect, because that would be quite broad and it would ban quite a lot of characters. Maybe turret aspect. There's not a lot of turret characters in the game right now. The only one I can think of is Namor. But characters who can put down something that will do damage for them. For example, brute walls. Technically, you do have to hit people who are near the brute walls, but they are something you can put down and they will fight for you. Even though they're not independent of you like Namor. But Namor is not, his squids aren't totally independent of him either, because he does affect his squids if he gets a headshot. It accelerates the shot speed and things like that. So Penny would also fall into that aspect class that Namor falls into, where she places something and it does the work for her. Then maybe CC aspect, maybe? Have a game with no CC. That could potentially be interesting, but quite a few characters will get banned by that as well. And then for the last aspect that I could think of right now that wouldn't be too ridiculous, because the other one I can think of would be an invincibility aspect class, but that might cover too many characters. But how about AoE healing aspect class? So characters like Luna, Mantis, those type of characters will be affected by that aspect class being banned. So you wouldn't have ults where you wouldn't have people just using the ults for the sake of running down the clock on the objective, which I know bothers people. So that could be a class that could be healthy for the game if that meta got too annoying for people. So yeah, this route of bans I'm not sure is gonna be healthy for the game in the first place, but you see, with there being so many characters, it's gonna be hard to perfectly balance everyone. So if we're going bans, we might as well take it to the extreme. Which kind of meta do people not like? And let's ban everyone in who contributes to that type of meta, whether it be flying or AoE ults and multiple shields or invisibility and stuff like that. So yeah, right, that's my take. Is this a good idea? Let me know. And if it's not, explain why it's not. Because if this is a bad idea, well then why is banning characters a good idea? And how do we fix the problem we currently have where people don't like fighting against the meta right now, which is flying? Should we just add more characters you can ban? And then what if they add more characters to the game? Like what if they add, I don't know, 10 flyers? We're gonna add 10 bans? And by that time, there's gonna be a bunch of other characters that people don't like with different aspects, like invincibility and invisibility and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.